GroomersTake, continuing the NHL preview of the play-in series with the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers. Let's look at the firepower for the New York Islanders right away. You got Anders Lee, Matthew Barzal, and Jordan Eberle. Jordan Eberle has rejuvenated himself alongside Barzal, an assist machine. Those guys, look for them to make some noise. You got Brock Nelson and Josh Bailey on the second line. They've been working very well together. They're a very balanced team. And then I've even added Pajot and Brassard. Pajot was a great pickup at the deadline. And Derek Brassard has seen a decline in his statistics over the years, but he's still very valuable for a third line presence. Let's compare it to the firepower on the Florida Panthers. Alexander Barkov, absolute stud, with Evgeny Dadonov and Jonathan Huberdeau. Jonathan Huberdeau has turned it up in the last few years, putting up massive amounts of points. I've put in Mike Hoffman. He can get you goals. And I've added Erik Haula. Erik Haula was also in the Trocheck trade at the deadline. Erik Haula can produce both defensively as a forward and put up some points for you. Overall, I'm giving the firepower to the Florida Panthers, mostly because of Barkov, Dadonov, and Huberdeau. When we're looking at depth for forwards, let's go to the Islanders. We got Pavillier, I think I'm saying that right, Kukockle on the third line, and then one of the toughest fourth lines to play against, I believe, in Matt Martin, Casey Cizikas, and Cal Clutterbuck. These guys will bang you. They'll make your life miserable in the corners all night long. Compared to the depth up front for the Panthers, I like it. It's balanced with Lucas Wallmark, another guy picked up in the Trocheck deal at the deadline, Brian Boyle, Brett Connolly, and Noel Acciari. Noel Acciari is a perfect fourth line center. He can bang. He can also put the puck in the net. I'm giving the depth up front to the Florida Panthers. I was thinking I was going to go Islanders because of that fourth line, but I like Wallmark, Boyle, Connolly, Acciari, all for your depth up front, given that category to the Florida Panthers. Let's look at the defense for the Florida Panthers on some firepower, some point-producing guys. I got Aaron Ekblad. Not as much of a point producer, but he can still help. And I have Keith Yandle. Keith Yandle's always 55-plus points a year, maybe to 65. He's an assist machine, not that great defensively. But if you're looking to produce points, Keith Yandle's a good guy to have, along with Aaron Ekblad. Compared to the Islanders, I put Nick Leddy and Ryan Pulock. 50-point guys during the season, but they're going to move the puck for you, get it out, get it to the forwards, and start producing. For that kind of firepower for defense, I'm going to give it to the Florida Panthers again just because of Keith Yandle and what he's able to do. Now let's look at the depth on the blue line. I like the Islanders a lot more than the Panthers, but let's look at the Panthers first. We got Weegar, Anton Strollman, and Matheson. Decent players, but for me, they're all third-line pairing guys. They're not the best defensive team, the Florida Panthers. I like the Islanders' depth on D a lot more with Johnny Boychuk, Pelech, and Devin Taves. They've been there before, especially a guy like Devin Taves. He's moved around a bit. Johnny Boychuk, stay-at-home guys, bangers, just get the job done. I'm giving the depth for defense to the Islanders here. Let's move right on to goalies. The Islanders have Varlamov and Greiss. I mean, they've kind of had a 1-2 going for many years now, whether it was Halak and Greiss, but now it's Varlamov and Greiss. They're both very good. I think Varlamov gets the majority of the starts, and I believe he will be starting. Varlamov didn't have the best year in Colorado, but now with the Islanders, he seemed to resurrect himself a little bit. Compared to Bobrovsky and Dreger for the Florida Panthers. Now, Bobrovsky was a huge signing in the offseason. I was thinking he was going to be an absolute stud down in Florida, but this year's been weird. Some nights he just forgets to put his pads on. But if Bobrovsky remembers to put his pads on and plays the way he can steal some games for them. I'm giving the category for goaltenders to the Florida Panthers. Seems like I've been giving a lot of categories to the Florida Panthers here, but overall, team balance, I think the Islanders are going to win this 3-1. I think the way the Islanders play, they're very defensive. They'll shut you down. They'll bottleneck you up. Even though with all the firepower that the Florida Panthers have, They won't be able to run and gun with the defensive style that the Islanders play. Bobrovsky's not going to be able to do it for 5 games. He's going to have to steal at least 2 of these 3 wins. I don't see it happening. I'm taking the Islanders in 4, 3-1. Going to be a fun series to watch. Maybe a bit slow with the defensive style of the Islanders, but that's what I'm going with. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.